Caleb, what's going on, bro? Good Saturday night. How about you? Same here, man. Same here. I can't wait for golf in the Olympics and track and field, man. I can't believe they still don't have cross country, though. You would think, like, that would definitely be an Olympic sport over skateboarding, but apparently not. Running in the grass is not a sport. I don't know if I'm going to watch basketball. I'm kind of really aggravated with the NBA, man. I don't know if I want anything to do with them people. I used to love basketball, but that was back when I used to play basketball and not play politics. Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't understand my take on that, but I don't consider basketball players, movie stars, or musicians people that I would look to for advice on who I'm going to vote for or what kind of medicine I'm going to take or anything like that, man. It's kind of like looking at Noam Chomsky for economy when he's a linguist. When he's, you know, when he's, yeah, I think they should stick to their sport. They get paid a whole bunch of money for it, you know. Stick to what you do best, man. People will respect you. Still no money for anything. Not good. I would consider bowling more of a sport than skateboarding. By far. Skateboarding's like a horse and pony show, you know what I mean? It's a backyard sport. Or a backyard activity. It's not even, it's like having lawn darts for Olympics. Really? Yay, another field getting done. Woohoo! Getting closer to getting out of debt, eventually. I was kind of hoping that Caitlin Tui would qualify for the Olympics, but she didn't do too well. She didn't make it. Maybe next time around. She's still kind of young, and she had a knee operation, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. That's a good point. They do have shooting technically, but it's in the winter. I think they do this skiing thing where they ski and then shoot. They got to do like this long run ski thing, and then they have to shoot. It doesn't make sense, you're right. I told my wife, I said, what they really need to have is running in the grass with no shoes. And every so often you have to, there's 15 feet of tacks you have to jump over. Better make the jump. Now that's a sport. George Carlin said basketball's fast break should be that you have 5 seconds to get to the other side of the court. The first half of the court's going to catch on fire. Video sports are actually getting big. I'm surprised that video gaming is getting bigger, but it is. I wonder if I fertilize this field the second time. It seems like I'm not getting much of a crop. Seems like, I feel like I should be getting a better crop than this out of barley. Yeah, I did. Huh. Don't understand. The way they're going, one of these days video games is going to be in the Olympics. Yeah, I checked already. I ran into the field. It showed 100%. Oh, it's canola. That's why. I thought I was picking up barley. I'm picking up canola. That's why. Okie dokie. Be nice if I paid attention to what I'm actually harvesting. Man, I gotta make some money to pay back some debt here, but I can't sell anything yet. I agree with your statement on the stream or bad for president. Who? DeSantos? I talked about that president thing a couple times. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're trying to be happy all the time, you're only going to be sad all the time. Happy is an emotion that's fleeting. It doesn't last. Look to have value and meaning. You know, not finances, not being happy, not having material things. Look for meaning in your life and look for value in your life. You know, value, like somebody else needs you more than you need yourself. It's it's an idea that's really hard to get across to people that 50 years ago was completely normal. I watch that stupid show Family Feud every so often, and these people, there's five of them on a panel. They'll win $20,000. That's $5,000, $4,000 each. Sorry, all right. But after taxes, they get about $2,800 each. All right, and they start crying. What the hell? You know, $2,800. That's only a month's worth of bills for me. Yeah, whatever happens, that's what happens. That's it. You know? I learned a secret that might be helpful to you at a younger age here. If you start if you start 10 businesses, the odds are 3 will be successful, 1 will break even, and 6 will be failures. You know, so I mean, you're definitely taking a risk, you know, opening up a business and something like that, but you can't rate your success or failure because the business didn't work. You just have to pick yourself up and start another one. Try again. Almost all successful people have been in bankruptcy 2 or 3 times. It's just the way it goes. It's very hard to have instantaneous success. Another one that an old man taught me when I was a kid was it's not what you make, it's what you save. Let's say a man makes $300 a week and he saves 25 bucks, and a guy makes $150 a week but he saves 100 bucks. In 10 years, who's richer? Yep, it's a thing, man. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just how it is. Yep. And people that feel sad all the time and depressed all the time, the major problem that they have, Caleb, is they think about themselves too much. If you're constantly thinking about other people and not thinking about yourself, you don't get sad. Well, for the most part, you don't get sad. I mean, you could be an EMT and walk into a situation where some jackass starved their baby to death, and now you got to pick up this dead baby that starved to death. That'll make you sad. You know, probably mess up your life pretty good. But for the most part, if you're trying to help other people and worried about other people and stuff like that, you're a pretty happy person, barring some crazy thing happening. Exactly. I'll tell you something else that I learned. I learned this one pretty much on my own, man. It's easier to be happy when you're working week to week, or, well, actually month to month. Week to week is too much pressure. You know, but if you got enough money, like, where it doesn't matter if you lose your job for 2 months or 3 months, you'll get by just fine. You know, your problems are small. But once you got enough money where if you lose your job, you're okay for 20 years, you have a different problem that sets in. Because then you're worried about how much money you need to retire. You know, and the outlook of that long term can drive you more crazy than just going month by month. I mean, I recommend that you try to get to that point and save money, you know what I mean, and depend on yourself for retirement. I'm just saying, when you get to that point, it's kind of weird how that kind of stresses you out a little bit, you know? And the way I thought to deal with that is, who the hell says you're going to live 20 years? Who the hell says you're gonna... Yeah, that's a good way to be at your age, man. That's a real good way to be at your age. You know, the biggest thing from here I would say is try not to go in debt unless it's for a business. Do not go in debt for a house. Do not go in debt for a car. But if you can go in debt for business. If you want to go start up a business and you have to borrow money to start up the business and take that risk, go for it. But if you want to borrow money just to buy a house, I highly recommend not doing that. I recommend, you know, if you can afford it, buy a trailer, live in the trailer long enough to where you can afford to pay for a house cash. The loan percentage on a house is too much. It's too high. I mean, right now with the rates, and they're low. The rates are low right now. And even with these rates, if you borrow $100,000 for 30 years, you'll be paying back $300,000. So I mean, it's just not worth it. I mean, when you can live in a trailer that you own for 10 years and pay for the house in cash versus getting a loan and 20 years later you're still paying for the house. Yep, well, you're doing right. At 19 years old, you should be there. I mean, I know most kids aren't there today, Caleb, but when I was a young man, me and all my friends were there at 19 years old. Caleb, I retired at 28. You know, out of all of my friends, I'm trying to think here. Well, I think Evo's a homeowner. He owns his house. He doesn't have any, he owns it. The bank doesn't own it. He's got a family. He's making a couple $1,000s a week. He's doing good. My buddy Anthony, he owns 2 laundromats, 3 liquor stores, and apartment buildings and several houses, so he's doing good. He doesn't have any debt. My buddy Paul Boisclair is 1 stop short of chief of fire department in my hometown. He will be short enough, or soon enough. I mean, he's only 55, you know what I mean, so he'll get there. I'm trying to think. My other buddy, he went and he played for the LA Clippers, and then he was a coach for URI. I think he's teaching women basketball now. I think it's sad that parents aren't push their kids to start working and they're letting kids be lazy. I think it's sad for the kids. It's very sad for the kids. Out of a group of like 8 of us, 1 died, but 3 of us were already very successful by the time we were 30. All of us are successful now. But some of us worked for other people all of their lives, and some of us work for ourselves most of our lives. There's more money to be made working for yourself. in the long run. It's just more work, you know. It's definitely more work because you gotta, you know, they don't withhold your taxes and then give you a check at the end of the year. You gotta figure all that crap out yourself, you know. And you got business taxes to deal with and book work to deal with and equipment that's gotta replace and employees you gotta deal with. It's a lot harder, but it's a lot more rewarding too. Caleb, if you got a successful business and you think that business can grow, and you think you can get to the point where you got other people working for you and you're not physically having to really do the work anymore, if you think you can get to that point in that business, I don't know if I would switch businesses or do anything else, because you're already on a mark for success. Now, if you think that you're going to be the one, you know, riding or pushing the lawnmower all your life, then I would reconsider while doing that of trying to think of something else to do. You know, because you really want to get to the point where, you know, the business works for you instead of you working for it. And unfortunately, the key thing in that is good employees. You need really good employees. The minute that your employees go downhill, your business is going to go downhill. You know, if you got good friends that, you know, you figure will work and will do a good job and will respect the business, and if you pay them well so they can feed their families and start a family of their own, you know, and You know, if you're chintzy, then it's not going to work. You know, but you got to pay well. You know, because if you don't have to show up at the job site and you make 25% of what that job paid, and your trucks made 25% of what the job paid, and the employee made 50%, you're thinking, well, the employee made more. Yeah, but you made 25% for a job you didn't have to show up for. And if you got 4 crews doing like that, you're making 100% and you're not doing anything. That's a good day. If you got 8 crews doing that, you're making 200%. If you got 12 crews doing that, you're making 300%. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, if you can get that business to grow and you get up to, you know, 100 yards a week, you know, and let's say you pay them $15 an hour, right? And it turns out that, you know, you're making actually, you know, you should actually be making, if you're paying them $15 an hour, for them to make 50% of the pay, then that pay should be, they should be getting like $23 an hour. But the extra $8 an hour, what you do is you save that, and in the winter, you pay them regardless, even though they're not working. So they have a base pay that they get every week no matter what. So they never have to collect unemployment. When the winter comes in, let's say they make $400 a week for doing nothing, or $500 a week for basically doing nothing. You know, but it only lasts a few months. You know, and you're thinking, well, that's a great expense, but at the same time, you're going to get the best employees, people that don't want to lose their jobs. Because they know that even when they're not working, they're going to be getting paid. That's why instead of the hourly thing, I would go with a straight pay thing, like you make this much a week. You know, you make X amount of dollars a week, but in the winter, you still make that X amount of dollars a week. So you're going to work your ass off in the spring and in the summer, but it's going to slow down in the fall, and in the winter, you're not going to be doing anything but spending time with your kids. You can go to Florida for the winter, hang out with your family. You know, go take a vacation in Orlando with your family. And this way, nobody else is doing that, Caleb. Nobody. You would have a leg up on every business in this country doing that. No business is doing that. Because they're all greedy. They don't think ahead. You know, and you could do it like, let's say you've been doing this for 2 years now, right? And you're in your 3rd spring, you know, and you hire a new employee. That first year, he doesn't get full pay in the winter. He gets half pay. The second year that he works, he gets full pay in the winter. X amount a week regardless, but they get paid that same amount in the winter. And you can even make the amount based on how many yards they're doing. Let's say you got one crew that's doing, I don't know, let's say 50 yards a week, you know, and you got another crew that's doing 60 yards a week. The crew that's making more money gets paid more. You could do it that way, or you don't have to. You know, it's just an idea. That'll add confusion. I wouldn't do that at first, but I would do in the third season. You know, if this is your first year with the company, come wintertime, you only get half pay. So if you're making 500 bucks a week when you're not working, you're only making 250 bucks a week. But the next year, if you're still there, you get paid 500 bucks a week. You get full pay. You'll definitely have better employees. You'll have your pick of employees. And that's the thing. You want the cream of the crop of employees because your business is only as good as the last cut. So the minute they start doing bad work, your business goes down. Think about it. Your employees could go to Disney World in the winter. You know? Yeah, and fired immediately. Exactly. They lose their jobs, and their job pays them in the winter for doing nothing. They don't want to lose that. I mean, they can go hang out and rent a condo in Florida for 3 months and hang out down there and never be in the cold weather. You know, who doesn't want that lifestyle? You could do profit sharing also, where at the end of the year when you claim your taxes, let's say you planned on making $200,000 that year for yourself, and it turns out that you made $500,000 for yourself. You could take $100,000 of that and split it up amongst your employees for profit sharing. I mean, you already doubled what you made, what you wanted to make. What the hell do you care? You know, you get 10 employees, that's $10,000 each, cash money. Brink. You know? There's all kinds of things you could do to be more competitive with other employees and get the best of the workers. Most of the people just want to make the most amount of money they can make and screw everybody else. And that's why they don't end up with good, strong businesses. The way you're setting it up, Caleb, you could actually have you could actually have lawn care companies going all the way across the country. Lawn care companies you've never met any of the employees on. Exactly. It's a big deal. It's security, you know. They know they're going to get paid year round. I mean, you're not going to like it in the winter when you're paying them and no money's coming in. But if you plan properly for it, you know how much you're going to be paying out to the penny. It's going good, Tiny. And some of the employees are going to argue, well, if you know what you're going to pay us for the next 2 months, why not just give it all up to us in advance? Bullshit. Hell no, you're getting paid weekly just like you normally do. Your check will be in the mail. Yeah, you could become a corporation running it that way. Now you could have 100 lawn businesses going at the same time, clearing 25% of all the profits for yourself. You know, at that point, even if you cleared 10% of all the profits for yourself, you'd be mega rich. And that would be my goal at that point, around 10%. How are you doing, Tiny? But like I said, I do snow removal in winter. Yeah, you could do that on the side. Or you could keep a scab crew and do it with the scab crew. You know, and then they get double pay. They get their pay for the snow removal, plus they get their pay for lawn cutting. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You want to chat? Send a chat invite, man. Ended up the driveway with a snow scraper. There you go. But I mean, you could do that in the winter, have 3-4 trucks, have your crew members that want to work, and the ones that want to work get paid for their time plowing snow when it happens. You can't count on it, you know, and get their paycheck for the grass cutting anyhow. Hey, no problem, Tiny. I mean, you can't tell me they wouldn't like that. Oh, I had it for a second there. I had it. Damn it. Yeah, you get to the point where that won't be the problem anymore, Caleb. It's like me doing this farming right now. Right now it's a struggle. Eventually it won't be. I am going to make this map look like a map you've never seen in your life. Providing I put enough time into it. Are you talking about FS22? I'm going to wait and see. There's no point in buying it right now. You know, I want to know if they're going to use me for beta or not. Because I don't want to pay them money to be part of their beta. I also want to see if the game's going to be any good, because if it's got as many problems as this one, I wouldn't have bought 19. I still wouldn't buy 19. Too many problems. You know, so I want to see if it has problems like this. If it does, I'm probably not going to buy it. So as where I pre-ordered this one, I seriously doubt I will be pre-ordering FS22. I'm a fool me once guy, unfortunately. Hey, why would I get mad, man? I don't care what you stream. If it makes you happy and you want to play that, man. I mean, when Gran Turismo 7 comes out, you know, I'll be playing that, I'm pretty certain. I haven't seen a Gran Turismo game yet I hadn't liked. One that was called Gran Turismo. I liked 1, 2, I did not have 3 or 4, I liked 5 and 6. I think that's going to put me over 100,000 liters. I'm going to buy Gran Turismo. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy FS20. I know I'm not going to pre-order FS22. FS19 was, they fooled me. So they got away with that once. They're not fooling me again. I'm not pre-ordering. You know, Gran Turismo, I'll pre-order that. And if they come out with PlayStation Home again, I will buy a PS5. If they don't come out with PlayStation Home again, I will not buy a PS5. Not even for Gran Turismo, not for anything. I'm gonna, if you wonder why, it's because I'm gonna go to a system where I can get community. I can't get community in Sony right now, and I'm seriously disappointed about that. Trust me, bro. By the first day, I'll know if it's any good or not. I'll be paying attention. I'm suspecting it's going to be good. Giants is a good company. But it remains to be seen. $114,000 liters. Woohoo! That's probably $150,000 when it pays up. Yeah, I'm not buying any of that. We'll see what happens when it gets out of beta. I already know what channel names, probably already got it. Farming Club, Sealy P, DJ Go Ham, all their little bun buddies. When they really should be focusing on people like Farmer Min and Matt. You know, they're focused. I don't know. Well, the people got more people on their YouTube channel, but that doesn't make them better people. I was thinking about going to Xbox, to be honest with you. Or getting a PC or something like that. I'm going to separate from Sony if they don't open up PlayStation Home. That's a given. You know, because them doing away with community is just, I don't want any part of them anymore unless they open it back up. And I've given them the time to do it because I understand why they closed it in 3, because they went from Linux to Mac. And that's a whole new program and it had to be completely rewritten. I get it. You know, and I gave them that. But it's been 6 years now. That's plenty of time to rewrite it. You know, so if they didn't do it, they're going to lose my business. I'm not interested in playing Spider-Man 42. Or Last of Us, or any of their dumb games that they come up with. Yeah, I haven't, well, it's a matter of finances. It's just a matter of how much do I want to spend. You know, when that moment comes and I make my final decision, and my final decision is going to be March 31st. March 31st will be my last day on Sony, and going with a new company or PlayStation Home will be open by April 1st. Oh, I will. You know, but I'm giving them till March 31st, and you say, well, why March 31st? Because that's the end of their fiscal year. If there's no announcement on it by the end of their fiscal year, it'll be at least another year. You know, if they even bother to do it. And I'm not going to wait that long. Man, if I can follow this thing down to the end, I don't know if I can or if I can't. Well, I'm not going to do it for Christmas. I cannot get close enough to this pipe. See that? Well, I can't promise you I'm going to Xbox. The odds are I'm going to PC. Or it could be I get rid of console gaming altogether and just keep my PS4 and never bother to buy anything else. You know, just go on to my gaming from my smartphone. You know, wait it out. But by March 31st, I'll be shutting off this PS4 or getting a PS5, one or the other. And it's all up to Sony which way I go. Like I said, I'm more interested in community than I am gaming, and they don't have any. So they're not serving me as a customer. They're not meeting my needs or my wants, you know, so I'll go to a company that will. I am not coming all the way back down here for that one row, man. That is ridiculous. That one row is probably 200 pounds for the whole row. I'm not doing it. Lawn care, well then, wanting an Xbox X, but I'm not paying their price. I'm waiting to see if they will go back to a reasonable price. I doubt it. Time will tell, though. I'm going to go a little bit down this row and see how much I'm going to pick up. One, two, 3, 8. Okay. Yeah, look at how slow. I'm gonna hardly pick up anything. Yeah, halfway down the field, I barely have 50 pounds. Not worth it. You quit with him? You ought to check out Tiny's stream. He's got a better personality than I do. He's a nicer guy than I am. Tiny426, I think. Don't listen to him. He's definitely a nicer guy than I am. Yep. Telling you, Tiny's got a better personality than I do. Promising you. Germany G is good too, but he changed his name to KTX Gaming, I think. That's my favorite two people to watch. Yeah, Tiny's like me. He'll talk about anything, man. It doesn't matter. If it comes up, he'll talk about it. Germany won't talk about certain things. But that's my favorite three channels is Tiny, Germany G, and Matt. Yeah, especially after this last year. That's the truth, isn't it? I like Necro Charles's channel too. Yeah, he's got a good channel, man. Matt's got a good channel, but they don't joke around that much. They don't have that much of a sense of humor, to be honest with you. And they don't talk about anything that's worth talking about. All they talk about is directly what they're doing in the game, and that's it. But he's a really nice guy. His channel's boring, but he's a really nice guy. I mean, he's one of the most decent people that I know. Very knowledgeable as well, and the people that are in his streams are very knowledgeable people about the game. I like Necro Charles's channel because he'll say some funny stuff every so often, man. He'll get me rolling on the ground laughing. He's an old fart like me and Tiny. You can't write really long things like that, Caleb. It cuts off. It cut off. I usually post or stream until August and then it cuts off. If you do really, really long typing like that, it won't show all of it. I don't know why you need a GoPro for that. Can't you just do that with your cell phone? Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. It actually stopped this time. That's crazy. I got lucky. I was down the wrong end of the field. %, okay. I don't have to worry about doing that on that field. Okay, gotcha. I looked into buying one of them drones, but decent ones are, you know, they're like $1,500 and they only go up in the air for like 20 minutes before the batteries die, and I'm like, 20 minutes? Are you serious? Well, you can get extra batteries. Yeah, but it's 20 minutes. I mean, come on, seriously? It's like, you know, they can make it so it goes more than 20 minutes, draining the battery. That's some kind of regulation that they don't want you to be able to go up in the air for an hour and a half. That's not fertilizer? Oh. I thought that was fertilizer. That is fertilizer. What the hey? Gas is cheap in this game too, eesh. That would have cost me 400 bucks on 17 for sure. Alright, looks like it's time for me to smoke a cigarette. My favorite part of the game. Wow. Tiny streaming FS17 right now. If he's playing it, he might be streaming it, yes. But I think he's here on my channel, lurking around. He does moderating for me, so a lot of people don't know that he's listening. And then somebody will come in and say something goofy and they'll just disappear all of a sudden. And then they wonder why. Turns out Tiny was there. Okay. I like Tiny, man. He's one of my better friends gaming. I've been chatting back and forth with him now for, I want to say, getting near 3 years. I think the longest guy now that I've been chatting back and forth with gaming is my buddy Looking Crazy. Me and him been chatting back and forth since about 2008, about 12, 13 years now. And then my next longest is Top Gun 901. We've been chatting back and forth for about 12 years. But my oldest friend on here is a solid 13 years in gaming, and that is McBeast. Me and him started hanging out about 13 years ago, man. Oh, that was my screen door shutting. I don't smoke in my house, I go outside. People are snobs today, man. Oh, I go to the house, it smells like some cigarettes. They used to say at my old house, and I don't drink, so I say, I go to your house, man, all I can smell is booze. Doesn't bother me. Why does it bother you? And booze smells worse than cigarettes, man. People that drink, oh my gosh. They smell, their furniture smells. I mean, it's just a horrible smell. But I don't complain. I figure, well, it's their life. If that's what they want to do, go to town. Shit. I don't care if they do methamphetamine. If they're not stealing from other people to do it, and they're working, what the hell do I care? I wouldn't care, man. I could care less. How many liters of that do I have now? That should be $150,000 when I clear that out. I got 120 something thousand liters. I should have about $350 to $400,000 worth of crops now if they ever start paying. That's a big if. That's true enough, man. That's true enough, bro. Like I said, I don't care what people do with their private lives. As long as they're not hurting anybody else, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't want full header, I want full harvester. Never mind. I forgot this harvester doesn't unfold. It sometimes gets so bad we have to take cans of air freshener around the house. Sometimes it gets that bad, but I make... There you go. Like I said, Caleb, I don't care. Not that important to me. I got bigger fish to fry. If that's my biggest problem in life, my life is too simple. God bless, Caleb, man. Thanks for stopping in, bro. I appreciate it. It was a great chat tonight, man. I hear you. That's why I stream, man. I don't want to sit here alone all night. Good night, man. God bless, Caleb. I knew it. Wheat again. What's going on, Kason? I am playing single player, bro. I'm in career mode. I don't have enough equipment or anything yet. I just started this map. I'm broke with no equipment. But when I get a little further in the map, sure, I can always use help. Right now, it's just not enough for me to do. I should have checked my prices before I went flying away, huh? Nothing's paying yet. Damn. Man, it's a quiet night tonight. Oh, I need something to snack on pretty soon here and another cup of coffee. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm having a problem at the end. I don't need to quite grab a full load here. I think if I do it this way, I'll be better off. Won't skip lanes on me. Uh-oh. This may or may not make it to the end. Wait, what am I thinking? The next field is in mine. It doesn't matter. Why was I thinking I was on field 1? What is wrong with me? Alright, gents, I think this is where I'm going to save. Continue on tomorrow about the same time, same place. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Help a brother out here. I'm struggling. Oh, God bless everyone. I appreciate each and every one of you.